Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Yes, yes, the people, what's happening? Talk to me. Today, I'm gonna be putting the camera on angles that it should never be on and eating like Shred Bundy for 24 hours and seeing what happens. I'll also probably oil me doors. I'll also probably train like him and obviously continuously all the while be observing what does indeed happen. Obviously that's not going to be the actual title of the video because that's me, it'd be stupid. It's probably going to be called something like what I eat in a day to maintain my physique, but in truth a more accurate title would be something like what I sometimes eat in a day when I'm not tracking calories that happens to keep my body weight and body fat levels in a relative state of homeostasis. That's not really algorithm friendly though, so I just, you know, gotta play the game, man. Speaking of playing the game, everyone like my video, thanks. Alright people, so today's video is sponsored by Jaybird and I'm specifically going to tell you about the Jaybird Vista 2. That's them. I used to have a blue pair which you may have seen in the last video when I did dunk my head in a bowl of water to demonstrate the waterproofness of them. I won't be doing that today, but I will be taking you through some of my favourite features. Now there are like a list of features that I'm supposed to tell you about that is literally as long as my arm. I think I'll just focus on what I actually like most, right? So first of all, comfort and the fact that they stay in your ear. Like I've ran with these, I do occasionally do run, not very far like, but I've ran with them, I train with them in all the time. I've been around Greece on a quad bike and you know, I mean my driving ain't the best. I've done various activities with these in my ears and I don't really notice they're there, right? And I think that's pretty sick to be honest, because what use is a headphone, earphone, whatever you call them, if they're not comfortable, right? Second of all, the noise cancellation is pretty ruthless. Now with these there's actually the option, you can tap them, you can actually set the commands, so tapping them does different stuff, but you can tap them to switch between active noise cancellation, which literally just blocks out everything, or you can turn on something called surround sense, which like basically allows in like ambient noise. So if you want to listen to music but you still want to, you know, hear your girlfriend or something, then that's good for that. Now I don't like to hear anyone else, so I don't have that switched on most of the time, but it's good that it blocks out so much other noise because it means that you don't have to have the volume up very high, and that means like it's probably better for your ears in it long term. Now the last feature that I think is the sickest really, is not exactly a fancy one, but the battery life is ruthless. Like it lasts forever. The fact that they recharge in the case, and the case battery is also like ruthless. Ruthless definitely wasn't on the brief that I was given to advertise this. They're sick. You can buy them through the link in the description if you want to, and I have a discount code, probably, I expect there's a discount code down there that'll probably get you 10% off. So let's get on with the video.
Yeah, what a yawn. Cut this yawn.
Alright, we're going to the gym. Obviously we're going to the actual gym, not the home gym, otherwise this would be a strange journey to my own garage. I have been training a little bit less frequently recently just because taking a few more rest days, right? I feel like it's good, innit? Anyway, today we're on full body, same thing we're on every day, pinky. That's a pinky in the brain reference, I hope someone gets it. It doesn't matter if you don't, I'm gonna carry on. So we're gonna do one push, one pull, a leg extension, a few more accessories. Let's do it. Mags is now a member at FLF also. And get massive. Okay, we're going. Alright, so you probably noticed that there are no calories and macros displayed on the screen to go along with these meals, and that is on account of me not knowing what they are. I would share that information if I had it, but I'm not tracking my intake at the moment, simply because there isn't really a reason or a good reason for me to do so. I am, however, keeping rough tabs on my protein intake, as I always have and probably always will, because at this point it's pretty autonomous. It's involuntary, because once you've tracked for so long, you know, you just look at a chicken breast and you're like, it's probably 40 grams of protein, right? Not everyone says mate, that's just me mainly, but you get what I'm saying. You see food as like, it's like the Matrix, just macros in front of you. So obviously trying to still get a decent amount of protein in, and you do have to be consciously aware of that, because you can't just call a protein hit, mate, because if you check the back of like a prawn sandwich packet from Tesco, you will witness that it's like 17 grams of protein, and that's not getting anyone anywhere, man. Anyway, aside from protein, I'm pretty intuitive. That's the word of the day, isn't it? I'm going pretty intuitive with my carbs and fats. Obviously I do have that same breakfast every morning, which consists of like 35 to 40 grams of peanut butter plus a few almonds. It's a good dent in your daily fat requirement, mate, and then beyond that, the carbs I'm not really bothered about. It just depends on what I'm eating, when, and whatever is an appropriate portion of my dinner of choice, mate. I'm quite happy to be inconsistent with that and go low one day and high the next day, etc. As I say, my intuitive portioning and intuitive eating generally has led, as it usually leads, to me gaining some weight off the back of a dieting phase, as always, getting up to about 175 to 177 pounds, and then it pretty much just stays there. And if I really want to get above that weight, I do have to make a conscious effort to force more calories down me, which I won't be doing. So I expect I'm going to stay roughly the same weight. I also expect I'm going to stay roughly the same body fat now, and that's it. It means it's pretty good because you can eat what you want. I am also trying consciously to eat even more fruits and veg than usual, mainly just because I feel like a superior human being when I do it. I do mean that in like, as in like genuinely superior to other people. I don't actually mean it. Also, I just feel like eating fruit and veg, it makes you feel good, doesn't it? You just feel like I'm sick, and so that's why I'm doing that as well. Also, I mean, it does actually taste really good, man. I feel like when you just eat beige shit all the time, your palate just turns to nothing, mate. Do you know what I mean? What you taste affects your taste, right? With everything. I mean, I'm going to talk about, this is just food, but it's the same in it. Like, if all you do is flip through TikTok and watch Love Island, then, you know, you're probably gonna think that like Tchaikovsky's shit, mate. I'm not saying I appreciate Tchaikovsky, I'm not particularly cultured, but you know what I'm saying. It's the same if you eat turkey dinosaurs, then you're not gonna appreciate like broccoli. Don't know why I'm going off on this tangent. See you later. What's happening, people? We're gonna go play tennis. We've got a Starburst, mate. I guess I should include it. Oh, it's a full day of eating. It's funny, innit? It's funny when people do a full day of eating whatever I want. Like a normal day. Do you mean Tuesday? Anyway, I'm gonna go spank me bird at tennis. Hop into an edit in 3, 2, 1. Sending me all over the court. So a question I get asked pretty often is whether or not you should eat back the calories you've just burned during cardio. So I'm going to try and summarize as best I can an answer to that question. I say as best I can because summarizing things isn't really a strong point of mine, but let's go. So I think for the most part, if it's part of your regular day-to-day routine or even your weekly routine, you might not do it every day, but let's say you go for a run 2 or 3 times a week or similar, then it should probably already be factored in to your average daily caloric requirement calculations, right? And I think that it's probably more accurate to keep your calories consistent, you know, assuming it's not wild differences in calorie expenditure from training days to rest days. Like let's say you do a marathon one day, then obviously it makes more sense to eat more on that day. But if it's just like a resistance session or just a 5K, maybe a 10K or something, you know, it's not a wild swing. And I think in that case, it's probably better long term to at least keep your calories consistent and base those on like your average requirement rather than trying to estimate, because it is really an estimate, what your requirement is on a day-to-day basis, right? Because let's say you go for a run, your smartwatch says, oh, you burn an extra 300 calories, right? Well, that's great, but is there a recovery cost? Is that going to knock on into the next day? It's really not accurate. Really nothing is accurate other than a long-term data set of your body weights and how many calories you were eating at the time. So hopefully you can build those up over a period of weeks and months, make your 7-day rolling averages, and then you'll have good info to make decisions off about whether your calories need to be higher or lower depending on your actual goals. Now, having said that, if it's something that's wildly outside of your usual routine, right? One day you decide to swim the channel, or like you go for like whatever a long bike ride is, I don't know, like 70 miles. Is that long? I don't really ride bikes that much, but you know, I can. Anyway, that's besides the point. Assuming it's like wildly outside of your normal routine, or it's like really intense, really like energy intensive, then like, of course, in that instance, I would not just eat those calories back and try and foresee that. You know what I mean? No one just swims the channel without planning it, and eat some calories probably prior. So hopefully I answered that without rambling. 2.5 minutes, whatever. See you later. Stop it, mate. You fucking should, babe.
Joey Lenny is my hero.